love those Jingle bells. Oh, those holiday Jingle bells.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku Charts.com daily analysis for the S&P 500 for Wednesday, December 19, 2012. Well, a fairly large black body candle today, and a candle that's opened up near the high and closed down at the low. So quite a bearish candle, and in the context of the previous two trading days where we had very solid bullish progress made by the buyers, today has been a good solid reply to that, but certainly the market hasn't changed the trend. And even though we do have some downside momentum from the sellers, it certainly hasn't matched the momentum to the upside over the previous 2 days that the buyers had. That suggests that there is potential for this market to find support somewhere down below, and I suggest that the Tenkan Sen at 14.29, the green line here, is the first place that we should be looking if this market does continue trading down, and I'll mention that a little bit later. Now, with the market closing down at the low, it means that the sellers have closed with control of this market, and they've been fairly strongly committed throughout the trading day. Just an interesting concept with the candlesticks is the idea of a benchmark candle, and here this final candle that we see is a benchmark candle, a very strongly bullish candle, and Dan Gramser, a candlestick expert, likes to put some relevance on the midway point of these benchmark candles, and we have had a bearish close down below that midpoint level, and it does suggest that this market is destined for lower levels. Now, lower levels doesn't necessarily even mean that the trend will change or that the market will trade all the way down through the previous two candles, but as I've mentioned, this 14.29 area is an important area where we will most likely see support come in. The interesting thing here, however, is that we have a potential Japanese candlestick tweezers top pattern, and that's where we have two adjacent candles, or candles that are almost adjacent. We can have a couple of candles in between with the highs around the same levels, and it does set the market up for a potential change of trend to the downside. So what we're looking at for that is confirmation, which is a candle with a lower high and a lower low relative to this black body candle. So there is a possibility of that happening. In terms of the Fibonacci extension, nothing new to report here. We haven't had a change of trend yet. We did see the market trade in a bullish manner up above the 78.6% level. Our next target was the 100%. There is still a possibility that the market could trade up to there, but with this bearishness and the potential for a candlestick tweezers top pattern, then it does look like there is a possibility of the market trading lower and potentially forming a lower high and lower low, but certainly finding support probably down midway between these two wide body candles. And also with the Fibonacci retracement, nothing new. We're in an expansive mode of that, trading through the 100%. Our next target was the 161.8% and coincided with the resistance just up above where the market's trading. So in terms of Ichimoku, we're still a very bullish market in all three timeframes. The market's trading up above the cloud, so bullish in the long-term time frame, and the cloud here will offer itself as support if the market does trade down through the Tenkan Sen here, and that's trading around this 14.22 important level of previous resistance and support, so an important level down there. And just down below there, almost to the bottom of the cloud, is the 14.15 level. The bottom of the cloud is around 14.13, so very, very strong support for this market if it does trade much lower. The market's also trading above the Kijun Sen, so we have a bullish market in the medium-term time frame, but that Kijun Sen has turned flat, and that does suggest that there is good potential for this market to change trend and to continue coming off to a degree. The market is also trading above the Tenkan Sen, the green line here, so a bullish market in the short-term time frame. And as I've already mentioned, that's generally the first place where the market will find support, so very, very important area that we should be looking at. So in terms of moving forward, obviously we're looking for a lower high and lower low to potentially confirm the tweezers top pattern that we potentially have, and looking to potential support down around the 14.29, 14.30 area at the Tenkan Sen, but then very, very strong support coming in at the cloud if the market does trend down to there. But I suggest that the Tenkan Sen will be the area where we see upside price rejection and the buyers coming in. If that does happen, then we do need to watch the 1440 area, which may once again act as an area of resistance for this market, but not trying to preempt the market. Let's watch how the market responds tomorrow to this sell-off today, and it's not really surprising that we did have this type of sell-off after we had these very two strong bullish candles for the previous 2 trading days.
I love those